You're watching Drink This Tonight, and tonight we're looking at 3 creative ways to use tea in cocktails. If you've ever made a hot toddy, you've probably found versions of the recipe that call for tea instead of water. I wanted to take that idea and expand upon it by looking for other creative uses of tea in cocktails. For example, what if I take tea and infuse it into vodka, or if I make a syrup out of it? Or, like traditional punches, use tea in place of water for dilution. I've got 3 recipes that I want to show you today that are creative uses of tea that can help add another dimension to your cocktails. The first recipe I want to show you is the chili chocolate chai old fashioned, which I'm going to be making using this syrup that I created. We found a great deal on a holiday tea sampler from David's Tea, which they were selling on the cheap after the holidays. One of the samples was a chili chocolate chai. I made a syrup by taking 1 part tea and 1 part sugar, just as if you were making a simple syrup, but using tea instead of water.
So we'll start with 2 ounces of good quality bourbon, 1/4 of an ounce of my chili chocolate chai syrup. Lastly, just 2 or 3 dashes of chocolate bitters. Add some ice and stir. I'll serve it by straining it over 1 large ice cube in a rocks glass. The traditional garnish for an old-fashioned is an orange twist, but I thought I would use some orange chocolate here. I have a little chocolate orange left over from the holidays. I'll just shave some right on there like that.
And that's a chili chocolate chai old-fashioned. Pretty good because it's very true to an old-fashioned. The chocolate doesn't hit you over the head, but there's a subtle something there to it, and it makes it really pleasing. Also, the chocolate orange, the orange oils are nice, and it's almost as if they were real orange peel. I know it's fake, artificial flavoring or whatever, but it's still good. The second recipe I'm going to show you is a traditional arrack punch. We have videos about punch on the channel, so this is nothing special, but it's a single serving rather than a big bowl. Dating back to the early days of making punch, it was common to use tea in place of water for dilution. So we're going to be doing that in the traditional fashion, but kind of spruced up for modern day.
We'll start with 1/2 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Next we'll do 1 ounce of demerara syrup. And this is 2 parts sugar to 1 part water, unlike the chili chocolate syrup. 3/4 of an ounce of rum, and for this you're going to want to use a really pungent and strong rum. I'm going to be using Smith & Cross here. 3/4 of an ounce of Batavia arrack. This can be hard to find. You can probably get it online, but if you have trouble with that, you can just use all rum. 1 ounce of black tea. I would ordinarily use more tea in a punch, but since we're going to be shaking this, it'll be diluted further. Add ice. Give it a good shake. Finish by double straining into a coupe glass, or any glass will do really. Should fill it right to the brim. We'll garnish with some nutmeg. Fresh is better if you have it, but I don't, so there you go.
That's an arrack punch. Phenomenal. One of the best punches I think I've ever made. I've made a lot of punches. I love punch. The tea gives it an extra something to it. Like, you can't even put your finger on it almost. Knowing it's there, I can pick it out. But it just makes for a better, more well-rounded punch. Top notch. The last cocktail I'm going to be showing you is using a chai-infused vodka. Now in this, I actually took tea and infused it into vodka. You can use any kind of alcohol. High proof works best. And also I chose vodka because it's a neutral spirit, so that the infusion takes on the flavor of the tea rather than the spirit itself. I added 1 tablespoon of tea for 1 cup of vodka, heated up the vodka just as if you were making tea, and steeped it. The trick is not to steep it too long because then it becomes overly bitter and astringent. But if you don't steep it long enough, then it doesn't get quite enough flavor. In my testing, 2 minutes was about the right time. Came out just right. I'm going to be making an original cocktail. It doesn't have a name, but it's still delicious nonetheless.
Start with 1/2 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Use another 1/2 ounce of orgeat. I used orgeat because I wanted to evoke the milkiness of a chai latte without actually using milk. So this was a good substitute, but you can use any sweetener. 1 ounce of rum, 1/2 ounce of coffee liqueur. And our secret ingredient is going to be 2 ounces of chai infused vodka. It smells amazing. Add ice to the shaker and shake until cold. I'll double strain it into a coupe glass. And again, any glassware will work, really. That really does taste like chai, which is really cool because it's not clear where it's coming from. It's kind of brownish, and you do get some of the astringency and bitterness of the tea, like I alluded to. It's a little bit of a balancing act. This might need a little bit of work, but it's still tasty nonetheless. But wasn't that fun? I sure had a lot of fun making it for you guys. I hope you liked it too. Hopefully this gives you another weapon in your arsenal that you can use to make better cocktails. This certainly isn't a prescription to go make these in particular. Really, I wanted to try and encourage people to go out there and experiment with different teas and flavors. There's so many, from herbal teas, black, green, oolong, white, you name it. There's got to be limitless combinations. So I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. If you really liked it, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you really liked it, make sure to subscribe. And let us know down in the comments, what tea cocktails have you made before? What combinations are there that I should know about? And until next time, drink responsibly.